Hi guys, and welcome to our Halloween cookie decorating video. So I pre-baked all the cookies and now I'm just going to first draw on some of the designs just with a food marker because this is my first time using royal icing to decorate cookies with, and just to make it a little bit easier on myself I just want some basic outlines so I have ideas of where I want certain colors to go. Like on the little kitty cats, I'm going to give them different kinds of spots. The dress, I'm also just going to do little different panels. Like they're still going to be the same color, but I've seen videos where if you alternate the different panels and you sort of have this line between your different colors, or your same color, but you can see this sort of, it looks like a fold in the fabric or like the indent on a pumpkin or whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty much just going to be doing a lot of experimenting in this video, trying different things and seeing what works and what I like, and then we'll see which of the cookies actually come out nice. So far, just drawing on them, they look pretty cool, but we'll see how it goes when we actually start making the icing. If you want to make your own cookies, pretty much just Google a sugar cookie recipe. They're all pretty much the same. Some of mine are different colors because to the pumpkin ones I added pretty much pumpkin spice just because I thought that was fun, and some of them are slightly darker. I wanted to make chocolate ones but I didn't have enough cocoa powder, so they're just sort of chocolate flavored. And how I did the cocoa ones is just all the cocoa I used, I just subtracted that from the total amount of flour and put in lace flour for the cocoa I used. But yeah, just Google a sugar cookie recipe. You have to use sugar cookies mostly. I'm sure there's other cookies you can use, but your issue is you don't want ones that get bigger in the oven. Okay, so I've just measured out some icing, added meringue powder to it. It's a substitute for egg. It's like dried out eggs, so that you don't have it going off if you don't eat your cookies soon. I'm not happy with using like raw eggs, so yeah, I just used meringue powder and followed the instructions on the packet to make it. What I'm doing here is I'm just adding all my colors to. I measure out bits of the royal icing that I've already mixed, and then I just color it until I'm happy with the color, and then put it into a piping bag. I'm using gel food color. The one I get here isn't super pigmented, but I mean it's good enough, and it also gets a little bit darker when it dries, so I mean mostly it's fine. The only color I wasn't super happy with was the red. It never came out bright red. It stayed this like almost pinkish red. And what I'm doing with the glass is it's just an easy way to put the piping bag inside the glass, then you pour your icing in. You didn't get any on the outside we have to touch, and then you have a piping bag full of icing. And then once I've done all my different colors, then I'm going to start actually piping it onto the cookies. The black, I kept adding more color to it, so it ended up being a little bit stickier than the other colors. I think I added too much icing, but whatever. For leaves, I just got this little leaf mold, and I'm just putting some royal icing into the little cavities and then just spreading it out. Just some leaves to put on my apples and pumpkins because I thought that was cute, and I don't have special tips and stuff to actually pipe leaves onto my cookies because I'm just pretty much using what I have lying around. So for these ones, they're little apples. So there's different kinds of royal icing you can do, different consistencies. So there's an outline consistency or a full consistency. I just went for one that's sort of in between, so I don't have different piping bags of every color. So they're all sort of an in-between one. I think they call 20-second icing because that's how long it takes for when you take a spoonful of it and you drop it back into your bowl. That's how long it takes for it to completely smooth out on the surface again. So it's thick enough to do on the outside, but it's also thin enough to fill the middle. It just doesn't flow perfectly out by itself. You pretty much have to use a toothpick to just spread it out and fill all the gaps. But yeah, then it looks really nice. And it's actually super easy to do, and you don't need any special equipment to do any of these cookies with. Like, I didn't have anything. I had a few piping bags and my icing and a toothpick. Then, of course, the mold for the little leaves, but I mean, that was just, I had it, so it was a cute little extra, something I could add. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be filling in the background colors of all the cookies I want to do first, because I have a ton of different cookies, and instead of just trying to finish a cookie at a time, like, they do take like 10 minutes to dry before you can do the next color, or depending on the temperature and humidity, maybe even half an hour. So I just keep doing all the backgrounds for all the cookies I have, because I mean, all the colors are already in the piping bags, and I couldn't finish this in one day, so I just left them and continued the next day, and all the icing in the piping bags was still perfectly fine. For these ones, I'm doing, next to the dry icing, you're doing more wet icing, and you can see there's sort of a divide between the two different bits of it, which is a nice way to, like, have lines without drawing lines. I just saw lots of stuff on YouTube, and I'm trying all of it out because why not? It's fun. So yeah, for the little kitties, I'm doing little spots on them. So pretty much everywhere we have different parts touching each other, I would do one color and then wait for that to be dry to the touch before I do the second one, unless I want them to flow together and have sort of like a seamless, looks like they're all one thing, which is what I did here. Like, I didn't wait for it to dry at all. I just put the wet colors next to each other, and then when they dry, it looks like it's like one solid bit of icing. So there's lots of different techniques you can do, and yeah, like I said, I was just playing around and having fun. So yeah, I'm gonna put on some music for you guys while you watch me just decorate the background, and if I have something interesting to add, I'll chat to you guys later. So for this cookie, I had a special kind of cookie punch that punched the design onto the cookie, so I just had little cavities I had to fill with the royal icing. So yeah, that's really cute. There's all kinds of cute cookie cutters out there. There was a bunch of different dinosaurs, like a human, like skeleton. I just got the one dinosaur though. And here I'm just doing some wet on wet icing, and then you can like use the toothpick to pull it around and get really pretty shapes. I did a lot of the like wet on wet icing stuff, because you can get the icing to, I don't know, draw pretty shapes when you're pulling your toothpick through the wet icing. I also, a little bit later in the video, I'm doing dry white onto the black, so I can sort of compare how I like the way they looked. I don't think the cats turned out to be quite my favorite to do this with, but the little bats turned out adorable, I think. I really like them in the wet on wet and the wet on dry icing. Um, yeah, it's just so much fun. And back to the music. By the way, let me know what you guys think about the really weird music, or if you want me to talk more instead. Here I'm popping all the little leaves out of the mold. Some of them broke because I think they were a little too thin, so for round 2 I'm making them all quite a bit thicker. And now we get to the fun part, actually adding detail to the cookies. So for the little apples, I'm doing poison apples. So I'm just doing some like random drips with a like face in it, sort of the Snow White effect. Yeah, I'm just doing random drips with some holes in that make a face. I love these. They came out so nice. I'm also going to be doing another video where I edit everything, where you see every cookie from start to finish. Because this video I'm doing it in the order that I did it. But yeah, I'll also be doing another much faster video where I'm just putting every cookie in, like from start to finish. I also love how these came out in black. It looks so creepy. Ah, I had so much fun with these cookies. And they look so good. I'm going to put photos of the cookies on the table at the end. I just really love how they came out. It's such a cool extra bit of decor, I suppose. And you can eat them at the end. So yeah, I love cookies. I'm going to be doing some more, I think, for Christmas. If I do, there will be a video about it. I think like stuff on the pumpkins, you can really see the difference it makes when you're doing the different, you're letting one color dry before you do the next one, because you can really see there's sort of that indent or space between the different ones, or the different times you did each color. So it really creates like, I don't know, a little cute little dimensional thing without much effort. Like here with the little ghosty, for example, there's definitely a space between the one ghosty and the other, where the two, because the icing feels like it rounds out and gets thinner towards the edge, which is why you get that like sort of dimension to it if you do it that way. If you guys know what I mean, I don't know. So yeah, like here you could really see it really nicely on that dress. You can see it looks like it's making folds. Here I'm adding little hearts onto them. Then you can sort of see these are the ones I did the wet on, and then you'll see the difference when I switch to the wet on dry one, which is these ones. So there is a slight difference. They look close to the same, but you can sort of, I think it's easier to do defined lines when you're doing wet on dry, whereas if you're doing wet on wet, you can get some really cool like swirly effects and stuff. So it's just personal preference and depending on what you want to do. Here I'm just filling in all the little like pumpkin spaces. I love the pumpkins. I think they're my favorite. The giant pumpkin cookie of doom. This is such a big cookie, it's ridiculous. little bears are definitely my least favorite. They just, I don't know. From baking them, I struggled so much with that damn cookie cutter to decorating. I don't know. They just didn't come out nice. I don't even know if I have photos of them. They're the ones we ate first, so that they didn't have to be on the table. Yeah, they were just weird. I tried something, it didn't work. Not everything's gonna work, so I suppose I had fun. That's what counts, right? Yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of stuff that looks like lace on the bottom of the dress. I just put down a little bit of icing and then just pulled it up with a toothpick. I thought it looked really cute. And yeah, what I did with the pumpkins is I tried a lot of different techniques, like filling in the eyes with black, putting down some black icing on the cookie before I started and spreading it out so that there's already a black base, and I just had to draw on pumpkin face, well, in orange, draw around the pumpkin face. I also just made an orange cookie, pumpkin cookie, and then put the face on afterwards. All of them actually worked and looked really cool, so it's just whatever you like the most. Like, try different ones and see what you like. I love these little ghosts. Their little facial expressions are adorable. And yeah, I'm just using a edible food marker. The kitties, they also turned out super cute. I really like the colored ones more than the black one. I feel like it was easier to do like cute stuff by drawing with black onto the cookie, like zombie cat, he's been stitched together. Whereas the black one, I had to do details with white icing, which was a little thick and clumsy. I also think this is my favorite dress. JP actually decorated these ones, he just refused to do it on camera. here we're actually gonna have GP decorate the little bear for us. He was trying to do like a Day of the Dead bear. It's cute. He did little flowers and stuff with the wet on wet icing look. I told him that none of my bears looked good, so he's like, well, let him try one. Like using tiny bits of icing to do little flowers and stuff. Super cute. Day of the Dead bear. Well, Day of the Dead panda, actually. Here I tried to do a spider, but it sort of came out weird. I think it's easier for me to do designs if I can draw it on with the edible marker first, because if I'm just trying to draw with the icing, it comes out weird. It's definitely a cool technique where you have the icing on the background already and you just draw around whatever image you want, because then you have an extra dimension. So I like the idea of it. I just think that, yeah, I need to do less complicated designs. So just the pumpkin face is fine, but trying to do the spider didn't turn out great. It doesn't even look like a spider really. But yeah, that was the video, and I will post some photos now so you guys can take a look at what all the cookies look like when they're done and all together on the cute little plates I bought in the Halloween haul video. And there's also a me decorating video you guys can go check out if you like Halloween content. And then I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.